One of the less obvious casualties of the current coronavirus pandemic has been many marriages. In China, many couples emerge from 2 months lockdown at home so unhappy with each other that there have been record queues at government offices to file divorce proceedings. In a government report for a city in Hunan province, they said staff members didn't even have time to drink water because of the long queues. In Russia, the government is anticipating this problem, given that the two biggest cities, Moscow and St. Petersburg, just went into lockdown 2 days ago. So to deal with the problem, the Russian Justice Department will refuse to register divorces for the next 3 months. In New York, even though the lockdown has only been in effect for 11 days as of the time I record this video, one divorce attorney, William Zabel, has already reported a 50% increase in inquiries from people wanting a divorce. And he says, "I've been hearing the same from my colleagues at other firms." Normally, it's women that initiate divorce proceedings. 70% of cases in the US are started by women. But this time, some lawyers have said that it's mostly men that are doing it. Why? Well, the New York lawyer, Mr. Zabel, has an explanation. He says, if wealthy people are looking for a rationale for divorce, an economic downturn is often a motivation. The net worth of the moneyed spouse is lower, and therefore a settlement could be lower. So these wealthy men in New York have just lost a big chunk of wealth due to the massive stock market drop. So they've got a lot less to lose to their wives in a divorce settlement. Now is actually an ideal time to divorce, something which they may have been worried about doing earlier. And this illustrates a point which I want to make for my clients, because I can't talk about divorces, I don't know anything about family law. The point I want to make is about timing. When a client wants to start litigation, they're often in a hurry, understandably so. They want to hit as quickly and as hard as possible. But sometimes that's not a good strategy. If you're going to make a legal claim, the obvious thing to say is, do it when the opponent doesn't want you to do it. But when? See, they might be going through a transaction where they can't afford the negative impact of being dragged into court. For example, if they're selling a business, the buyer is going to get spooked when he finds out that the business is being sued. He's not likely to want to proceed. Or there may be times when you want the transaction to go through because just like the wives of the New York men, you want to make a claim against the money that they're going to receive in the transaction. All of this is something that you need to discuss and plan with your lawyer. And it's especially important if there's an imbalance in power. Legal disputes are undoubtedly expensive. So there is a perception, and rightly so, that it's difficult for a David to fight Goliath. But sometimes timing can be helpful to level the playing field a little bit. There have been many cases where we've represented clients in disputes against much larger companies, and we've gotten them good results through careful timing. Just one example where size can work against a large company. If you have a small, privately owned business, you probably don't have shareholders to answer to. You don't have to worry about what the investors think or what the market thinks. But imagine a large company listed on the stock exchange. They have to report regularly. They're under constant scrutiny. They have to respond to analysts' questions. Negative publicity about a legal dispute can lead to a drop in the share price if it's significant enough, and a drop of a few cents can mean millions in the market cap, the value of the company. Then they have to worry about shareholders asking tough questions at the annual general meeting. If the problem is serious enough, the CEO's job or the senior manager's jobs can even be at risk. So while the pockets of the large company are certainly going to be deeper, it doesn't mean that they're immune to the right attack. So always discuss it with your lawyer. A good lawyer will work through the considerations with you to craft a good strategy for the best results. If you found this video interesting, please like, share, or subscribe. See you next time.